That's right. That's right. It's Friday. Welcome to the Tom Mo Show with my main man, Mario Mo. What's up? What's up, good people? What's up with you? Man, it's so hot outside, man. You can cook an egg on the sidewalk. That's how hot it is out there, man. When they said it was gonna be hot, they was not playing. But good. Welcome to the Tom Mo Show. Once again, man, look, this is what we ready to do today. We're gonna call this man Freestyle Friday. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We gonna man, look, we're gonna be bouncing around a little bit, jump from here, jump from there, jump from here, jump from there. You dig what I'm saying? That's why we call it freestyle. So wherever we go, we in lane. We still in lane. So look, check this out, man. What's happening with y'all, man? How y'all feel? It's Friday. What y'all got going on? Y'all already know we gotta have a discussion, right? We got to know how we gotta be when we leave out for the Friday and the Saturday night fun time. We know what we got to do, right? We got to buckle down. We got to find out who's going to drive. We got to find out who's going to drink, who ain't going to drink. What we doing? We putting safety, not just on yourself, but the other people that you be surrounded with while you out and about in the community. So let's think about it. And we already know that drinking and driving, we just can't be drinking and driving thinking today is the day I'm going to be able to make it home and something tragic happen. We try to avoid that by thinking first. Okay, we know we're going out tonight. Okay, I know what I'm trying to do. Okay, I know who I need to be with me because they don't drink. They ain't doing nothing, so I can get them to drive me just in case I go a little overboard. I know I still can get home safe. He gonna make sure we get home safe. She gonna make sure we get home safe. That's what we do for the Friday weekends. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Come on, we gotta plan it before we do it. Nothing happens without a plan. Nothing happens without a plan. You got to plan what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, how you just to have things in place. But anyway, we're going to go ahead on, man. Oh, real quick. Unfortunately, Sade is not going to be able to be on here today. She had to work. Y'all know she's driving Metro. I think it's Metro Asset. That's what I think the new job she done landed. She done had about 50 jobs. You know what I mean? But she got to work. So we won't see her tonight, but yeah, she'll be here on Monday. So look, let's jump into the first clip, Maul. Let's jump into the first clip, man. And let's talk about it.
That's right. It's also the first practice where fans can come and watch. And there are a few things that are new this year besides the team owners. News 4's Joseph Omo live this morning and in Ashburn with what you need to know about everything going on out there today. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Millette and Tony, good morning. Good to be back with the both of you. You know, I have one thing to say. Here's how you gauge how much you love something, depending on how hot it is outside. So if it's 105 degrees with the heat index today and you still come out to training camp, that's how you know you love the Washington Commanders. And one of the people who loves the Washington Commanders so much to brave the heat outside today is Joey Colby Begovich. He is the VP of Guest Experience here for the team. Joey, thanks so much for joining News 4 Live today. Beautiful day for day 2 of training camp. What can fans expect different this year compared to years in the past?
Yeah, thank you for having me and good morning. So we have really blown out the fan experience this year, making sure that here at our training facility in Ashburn that we can accommodate as many fans as possible. We have built several structures, temporary structures on site at our training facility, including a bleacher structure that seats 2,000 people. We have an ADA platform for accessible seating. We've built out cooling tents because of this extreme heat that we have, hydration stations. We're bringing in local vendors to vend food and beverage for us with different food trucks every day of training camp. We have built out a huge team store right here on site. A lot of buzz about the Commanders right now, for obvious reasons. And just going to be a really great time for people to get up close and personal with their favorite football team, a chance to grab autographs and meet their favorite players at the end of practice each day.
It is indeed a new era. You were telling you do this for a couple of years, right? You were telling me that like in the height of this on some weekend practices, roughly 10, 11, 12,000 people will walk through here in just a couple of hours. What would you say are the do's and don'ts of fans who want to come out here?
Number one, everybody needs a ticket. It's free, commanders.com. Number two, this year, in order to accommodate so many fans, our parking is off-site at Dulles Town Center, just a mile down the road. We have shuttle buses running every 10 minutes to get here. And it's training camp. It's hot. We're outside. Bug spray, sunscreen, hydration, if you're going to be out here enjoying practice with us.
Everything. All right, Joey, I'm sorry, we're getting the wrap here, so we got to cut the interview short, but there is a lot more information on the Commanders website. And again, don't just come out here, book that ticket before you come out. Reporting outside of the training camp here, Commanders Park, Joseph Olmo, News 4, back to you.
And you have several opportunities to get out there. And
What's up,
watch.
everybody?
So
This is Big Tony of the legendary Trouble Phone, and you're tuned in to the Tom Won't Show. Let's get it.
Commandos. The Commandos. What y'all think they're going to do? Y'all already know I'm not no fantastic football fan or basketball fan. Y'all already know that. Right? But I do know something. Now, what do y'all think the Commandos going to do this year, man, out there on that field? They talking about all these things they got, man, for, keeping people from being dehydrated, making sure people cool and all that, man, while they doing their training, in case you want to get out there with them and watch. They making this whole facility for you to be able to be out there. But what they're going to have to do with on that field, when they on that grass, what's going to happen then, man? Because I'm saying, man, I don't see, me personally, I'm just saying this is how I feel. I'm allowed to feel how I want to. Since back in the 80s, man, when the Skins, they was the Skins then, when they won their Super Bowl, man. Seemed like I ain't see them do nothing since, me personally, and they probably had. I just probably missed it because I'm not a great fan. But I haven't seen no championships, man. I haven't seen it. Redskins been having a downplay name in sports for years. They decided that they're going to change the name because that's going to make the team better. They changed the name. They got some positive results, but it wasn't enough. They changed the name. Now they done changed. They changing, let me say that because I'm not sure. They're changing owners. They're in the process of changing owners. Who own the original Redskins, the new owners will take that responsibility, which we already know is some rich person that's out here that got money to just invest, because that's what that is, a great investment, So, I don't know, man. Do they got good players this year? What's going on? Who's the quarterback? Who they got in that backfield? Who running up the street? What they got on the wide receivers? You know what I mean? What they doing with the cornerback? What they doing? I need to see more before I get there, acting like, you know what I mean? We're going to see. They talking about the Eagles already. Hey, look, check this out. Anytime, man, the heat like it is today, make your kids stay in the house, man. Don't be, man, going outside. It's too hot for them out there. It's too hot. It's too hot if they're not in a swimming pool or at one of those water hole fountains, where they got a water just running down the street, man. Look, keep them kids in the house, man, underneath the air or underneath the fan, whatever it is, man, because it is too hot for them kids to be out there, okay? We know kids, they don't care nothing about how hot it is, but we supposed to protect them. We know. When I was growing up and it was too hot outside, my mother wouldn't let me go out. No. I won't go in the room, man. She knew it was hot. Too hot for you. You don't know no better. I got you. Okay, cool, my man. So, let's go to the next clip, man.
Another deadly shooting, another grieving family. Right now, D.C. police are searching for the gunman who opened fire in the heart of a busy Adams Morgan neighborhood and killed a man. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sean Yancey.
I'm Jim Manley. Officers found that victim on the soccer field at popular Marie Reed Rec Center on 18th Street. Now, News 4's Walter Morris is live near the crime scene with the latest breaking details just provided by police there. Walter, get us up to speed here.
Well, Jim, that's right. Police wrapping up really in the last five or so minutes, giving us an update into that deadly shooting that happened here this evening. Now, police are stressing that these two people knew each other. This was not random and that there's no danger to the public. But as you can imagine, still not sitting well for a lot of folks here in this busy section of town. Now, again, we are standing here on 18th Street in Adams Morgan, a very popular, one of the busiest nightlife corridors in the city. And a lot of people who've been walking by just really expressing their surprise and disbelief that it happened here. And we'll show you why. So again, we're standing here on 18th Street. If you're familiar with Adams Morgan, just up the road there, so many bars and restaurants, a very, very popular nightlife corridor. And then if you just pan with me over here to the right, all of this playing out here on this field this evening. Now, as we were coming live, the lights to the field just going down. But if you look just through the fence there of the tennis court, you can see that is where that shooting played out. We're told the victim and the shooter were there earlier this evening, right before those gunshots rang out here on the field, just before 8:30 p.m. But we want to give you a better perspective. Let's go to video. Take a look at this. So again, that's a view from the other side. You can see the field blocked off there. Again, that is the soccer field here at the Marie Reed Rec Center. Now, we spoke with witnesses earlier who say they were actually playing soccer on the field earlier this evening when they saw the two men sitting there under the trees, and then a gunshot just before 8:30. And one of the witnesses telling me that he saw one of those men just calmly walk off. Now, once they realized what had happened, a lot of people rushing over to that victim, trying to save his life, administering CPR, but unfortunately he did not survive. Over the last couple hours, we've seen a heavy police presence here in Adams Morgan and along 18th Street as police began their investigation, interviewing witnesses, looking for evidence. And in fact, we just got an update from police just moments ago. Take a listen to what they had to say.
What I will say is that this does not appear to be anything other than a dispute between two individuals. We do, again, I stated earlier that there is no threat to public safety at this time.
Back out here live. So
it's your boy, the Big Picture Bones. You're now rocking with the man Tomo of the Tomo Show.
Okay. I see they got the new chief in place now. The new chief is a female. We got a female chief of police, female mayor of Washington, D.C. Two women in place, man. Empower, right? Empower women. That's going to be another show that I'm most definitely going to bring up about women in power, right? Now, let's get back to this sadden that happened, man. Like, you ain't safe nowhere. I hear people talk about this spot all the time, man. All the time. Now, we talking about it because somebody done lost their life over dispute, you know. Now, I tried to catch him. Seemed like he said that they was there earlier. And then evidently they must have met back up later on. I mean, I did hear that. You know what I mean? So it had to been somebody he knew. Of course, whatever they doing, man, went bad. And the city have to suffer for it because wherever it happens at, you know, they going to get that light. That light going to shine in that area, you know. And on that particular spot, that's where it's at. Right there. That's where it's at. All right. So, you know, hey, you already know how it is, man. We're going to keep it moving, man. Let's go to that next clip, big boy.
A life was lost today on a stretch of road in Prince George's County that people describe as dangerous and problematic.
The multi-car crash happened this afternoon on Landover Road at Firehouse Road. News 4's Jackie Benson spoke with a woman who was inches away from the crash and credits her gut instinct for saving her life.
But the truck was so fast, but I seen the car parts flying in the air. It was going everywhere.
It was just afternoon. Tammy Morris was in the passenger seat of a car stopped at a traffic light on Landover Road just across from the Kentland Volunteer Fire Department when she heard a loud noise and looked behind her. She says she saw a large pickup truck and it was out of control.
The truck, the truck that he's taking away now, started spinning at the top of the hill by the Shell gas station. And he just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. And every time he was spinning, he was hitting cars.
Danger was coming fast. Morris said an eerie moment of calm came over her and her survival instinct kicked in.
And I seen me dead and me standing over top of my body looking down at me. I told the driver, I was like, move because he's going to hit us.
After hitting several vehicles in its swirling path of destruction down the hill, the truck's final and deadly impact was with a small light gray car that Morris's car had been directly in front of at the light. Firefighters fought to free a woman from that car and rushed her to a local hospital. She did not survive her injuries. 4 other collision victims were taken to hospitals to be treated for injuries described as minor.
People in the shopping center tell us that because of the slope of the road and the fact that there is no light to help people exit the gas station, that crashes are a frequent occurrence on this stretch of road, but nothing like this. Jackie Benson, News 4.
Terrible. Terrible, man. Who at fault? Who? Like what? How do we make these type of mistakes on the road? Not paying attention, driving too fast. Other drivers don't know how to come out an intersection, out of a gas station. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to know how to drive to get out spots like that, what you just seen. To get out there on that street, you got to know how to drive because the traffic don't have a light where they could just stop and let you come in. But look at the lives. It was a life loss. It was injuries. Whole lot of damage to a whole bunch of other people's cars. Who is responsible for all this? That truck? Because that's where everything was pointing to, that truck. At the end of the day, the truck was supposed to have been the issue. And it's Friday, was he drinking? I don't even know if that was the day, because I think this right here is a playback that I had scheduled for another. Matter of fact, I think I had it scheduled for yesterday and didn't get to do it. So, yeah, that's not today. Prince George's County. Okay. Yeah, that's not today. I apologize. Yeah, but yeah. So, y'all see that. Y'all see how dangerous it is out there. Never think, man, where you driving to and all that, it can't be you. That's why your head got to stay on the swivel. When you driving, you got to look out your mirrors, man. And you got to pay attention. Because a car can come out of nowhere that you can see, just like this young lady said. She's seen her over her own body, man. She's seen it. And she made a move to get out the way. I experienced that before. On Georgia Avenue, Silver Spring and Georgia Avenue, years and years ago. Years and years ago. I'm coming up Georgia Avenue. I think I'm headed to work. I'm working out there in Beltsville, you know. And I'm driving, man, and I see in my rearview mirror an accident going to happen. No. It wasn't my rearview mirror. I seen it. I was on one side, they was on the other side. And they was coming. So I could see it where it happened. He jumped the curb. And I swore to God that this car was going to come he coming right towards me. And I made me a move. And I'm saying, nah, I got up out of there, man. And when I looked out the rearview mirror, he had smashed into the car right behind me, man. Because I moved. I pulled out. I was like, oh, I seen it coming. But you got to pay attention because other than that, man, you never know what may slam right in your face. But look, before we do this next one, Maul, man, I want to do a commercial before we do that, play that next clip. I want to do this commercial. I'm trying to keep up with my time, but I think I'm throwing myself off. Let's do this one.
It's on your team so we can get the goal met. Your also is going to transfer money from one account to another account, lending money while you're in the process, buying cars while you're in the process, switching jobs while you're in the process. It's a whole list of things that you don't want to do that will prevent stress and headache for you. So I always have my clients talk out everything with me. They ask me if they can do stuff. Because
That's right, man. Welcome back. Let's roll the clip then, Maul. Let's get into it, man. Today,
County police officer who was fired after he shot and killed a black man earlier this year sued the county to get his job back. Well, a judge denied his petition. In February, former Fairfax County officer Wesley Shiflett shot and killed 37-year-old Timothy Johnson, who was accused of shoplifting from a store inside Tyson's Corner Center. About a month later, Shiflett was fired. Police Chief Kevin Davis said Shiflett did not meet the expectations of the department and did not follow use of force protocols. Last month, Shiflett petitioned the court to get his job back, arguing the county didn't follow a legal grievance process when he was fired. Earlier this month, a Fairfax County judge ruled in favor of the county and denied Shiflett's petition. In April, a county grand jury declined to indict Shiflett on charges of involuntary manslaughter and reckless discharge of a firearm in Johnson's death. The Fairfax County prosecutor has requested a second grand jury review the case to consider possible charges.
They ain't trying to charge him. They ain't trying to charge him. He should be charged. Why ain't charging him? What's the problem? They always got something going on, man, when they kill a young black man in his 20s. About shoplifting. You kill somebody about shoplifting because what they ain't stopped. They ain't stopped, so you shot him. He stole what he steal? That was worth you taking his life. And he trying to sue to try to get his job back. So he can do the same thing over again. But it was a judge that sits high on the throne that said, not today. No, we're not going to bring you back. No, not today. They denied it. So now he's going another route because he ain't gave up yet, but he's going another route. But I'm just trying to figure out why are these Caucasian officers thinking it's okay to kill these young black men and expect no consequences at all. And this is the world that we're living in today. No matter what you may see, what you may think is always another story on the other side of the page. We've been dealing with depression. We've been dealing with racism, hate crimes. We've been dealing with a whole lot when it comes down to the race. And it's not like it just started. It's not like we just opened our eyes. It's not like the light bulb just came on in our head. This thing been going on for decades, but it's now that they got the social media, it gives different people a platform to be able to speak out on it now. At one time, we couldn't speak out on it. We couldn't speak out on it, man. So y'all already know how it go, man. We got to build our own. We got to build our own, man. That's it. That's all. Let's go to the next clip, Marley Marl.
While saving his young daughter from a burning house.
Yet last week, Dominique Walker drove to a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri to pick up his 4-year-old daughter who was there visiting with her mom. A gas explosion caused the house to go up in flames while Walker's daughter and another young girl were trapped inside.
Tonight, our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Drew Wilder reports on the local father hailed as a hero now while he fights for his own life in the hospital. And a warning, this story contains details that some may find disturbing.
A Virginia father sat in awe, watching fire ravage the home he just saved his daughter from. 4-year-old Mariah was visiting family in the suburbs of St. Louis, Missouri, and her dad, 30-year-old Dominique Walker, had just arrived to pick her up and bring her back to their home in Woodbridge. The family calls this timing a miracle. A gas explosion burst the home into flames last week. A neighbor's doorbell camera showed Dominic appearing to hold his hand, having just rescued his daughter from the burning home.
The fire took my son's skin, his entire skin, off his hand. He was holding his hand, holding the skin on his hand so his daughter wouldn't see how badly he was hurt.
Desireen Barr is Dominic's mother, who is sharing her family story exclusively with News 4, talking with us from the hospital where Dominic is in a medically induced coma, undergoing multiple surgeries for the 3rd-degree burns he suffered on half of his body.
When I got here, I saw my son. I almost told them that wasn't my son because I couldn't recognize my own child. He was burned so badly.
When the home exploded, Dominic was standing outside and noticed Mariah and another young child were still inside. Drone video from our NBC affiliate in St. Louis shows how the fire collapsed the roof. When Dominic and another man rushed into the burning home to find the kids, they found them trapped underneath the burning, collapsed roof.
And my son, with his bare hands, pulled the roof off of his daughter's face with the gentleman holding him to give him strength.
Nothing short of heroic. Dominic's younger brother says it's nothing short of a miracle.
The roof was on fire, but it was protecting them from the rest of the fire. So she didn't suffer as much as my brother did, only her face got burnt. She got 1st-degree burns on her face, but she's going through surgery for those. She can't see at the moment.
Dominic and his mother are both hourly workers in the Woodbridge area, and friends have set up an online fundraiser to support them because doctors say when Dominic's surgeries are finished, he'll likely have to relearn how to walk and talk.
He'll risk it all for something that he loved.
The trip to pick up his daughter ended up saving her life and nearly cost him his. Drew Wilder, News 4.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Tony of the legendary Trouble Phone, and you're tuned in to the Tom Won't Show. Let's get it.
Let's go. Man. What you will do, man, at a certain time, that's just so, oh my God, just imagine your child in this situation. You got to make a decision because everybody ain't built like that. Okay? Everybody ain't built like that. When you got to make a certain decision, is you going up in there, or is you gonna be hollering about call the police, call the fire department? You know what I mean? It was 3 kids in there, man. And that man risked his life, man, to go in there. Him and another guy. I heard him say, it was 2 people. But those what you call real heroes, man. You know what I mean? When they're willing to risk their own lives to save another life home. That's you don't have many of us out here like that, man. I'm just being straight up. You don't have a whole lot of us out here like that, man. It's gonna be willing to run in there. But he had a reason. It was his own kid. And that's when you make the decision. You know, my daughter in it, my son in it, my niece in it, my nephew in it, my grandfather in it. But just thank God, man, that, you know, I think everybody gonna be okay. I think everybody gonna be okay. Shaw, he gonna be burnt, you know, and his daughter gonna grow up and knew that, you know, this come from me saving you. Like, you know what I mean? I just wish them all the luck in the world, man. All the wishes in the world, man. You know, they just, you know, continue to be blessed, man. God, give them another home, man, to start all over, you know, and the family just stick with this brother, man, through all that he gonna endure. Because they already say, man, he gonna have to learn how to walk and everything all over again. So that's where you're gonna need that power love, that real love, that we love you, you know, for who you are, not what you were doing, what we can get, not because you ran into that fire, because we love you for who you are and who we always know you was. So that's it. That's it. Let's move on, Maul. Let's move to the next one, big boy.
Is
We're gonna be
mulling
finished
over a new
before the show
proposal
over.
requiring all restaurants to have a healthy option for children.
Yet News 4's Dominic Moody walks us through what's inside this bill and what you could expect.
The purpose behind this bill is to let parents know that they do have at least one option when taking their kids out to eat, and to make sure that their kids start off on the right health track.
Thank you so much. It's difficult, it's frustrating when it's necessary for us to have something of substance. It really matters if there's a broccoli option versus the French fry option.
Being a mom is a responsibility Tammy Frazier Melvin takes seriously, and finding a healthy and affordable option can sometimes be a struggle.
I know a lot of times the frustration isn't necessarily that they don't have the option, but that the option is unattainable because of price.
What is a healthy children's meal?
Charles County Health Officer Dr. Diana Abney heard those concerns from parents and took action, leading an effort backed by the school system and American Heart Association to bring the proposal before the Charles County Council.
It's a big problem. People who are obese as children are more likely to be obese adults. Like 50% or more obese children become obese adults.
The proposal would require all county restaurants to serve a healthy meal option for children. A healthy meal option would be considered any dish that meets nutritional standards and includes at least a lean protein, fruit or vegetable, or whole grain. They'll also need to provide water, non-fat or 1% milk, and juice with no added sweeteners. So far, the council is hearing questions about the legislation.
I do anticipate some feedback and maybe concerns about how would it actually be regulated.
Under the proposal, implementation and enforcement would first start with providing information, signs, and decals to businesses. If a restaurant doesn't comply, they would face a series of warnings and then possibly a one-time $500 fine.
The other thing that's really important for parents and restaurateurs to remember is we're not saying you cannot give your child a juice. We just want the first option, the default, to be a healthy kids meal.
In Charles County, Dominic Moody, News 4.
I think they did that before. It's not the first time I heard them talking about making the lunches and stuff in school more healthy, you know, more healthy than, you know, feeding them just whatever. We grew up, we ate whatever they put in there, whatever they had, we was up in there. It ain't even matter. You better get up, go get your breakfast at school. You better go get that free lunch, all that, man. We went through all that. But now they got to a point, man, where time has changed so much that now that they want to really feed kids things that's healthy. They're trying to stop obesity, which has affected the whole world. You know what I mean? And all that come from depression. All that come from not feeling you worthy of this or you worthy of that or something, man, that you may be fighting within yourself and you just eat. You just eat. But until you learn how to eat, then you may suffer with some of these different things, different issues, health problems, and all that comes from eating or what you're putting in your body. But you don't care what you put in your body until you get to a place in your life where you really want to know, like the saying is, you are what you eat. Okay, so if you look at that, you are what you eat. What you assume in your body is what you carry around with you. So But you gotta know that's the most important thing about anything. If you know about it, then you can do the right measures. You can do the right thing. You can make a clear head decision. Like, I got an apple, then I got a cupcake. Which one would you want to eat? Average kid gonna grab the cupcake. Try this with your kid. Put a sweet item on the table with a fruit item on the table, and see which one your child would grab. Okay, 9 out of 10, they're gonna grab that sweet, and not the apple or the banana or the grapes or the cherry, because they don't know. They know about that sweet though. So until we learn how to eat, learn what foods to eat, you know what I'm saying? What's food that's better for you? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta sustain your body to a certain degree as you grow. I'm not saying that I don't have a problem with obesity with people. It's something they're going through, something they got to deal with, something, got them into the space where they at. I'm glad I'm not in that place. I'm glad that I have learned to add more things in my life that's going to take care of me. You know what I mean? That's going to take care of me. That's just like going to the dentist. We got to go to the dentist, man. If you ain't going to the dentist, then how you going to keep your teeth clean? How you going to stop the cavities? How you going to stop, all these other things that happens if you don't take care of your teeth? Take care of your teeth, taking care of your hygiene, taking care of your eyes, going to the eye doctor, making sure, see what's your vision on your eyes. These things are important. These things are important, man, and these are the things that we have to always recognize each and every day when we doing stuff. Period. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I would love to eat cupcakes, donuts, cookies. People that know me personally know that's what I do. But that's what I used to do, because I'm not doing that anymore. I made a decision that I'm not going to let that kill me. And knowing that it's not going to be healthy for me. The older I get, it's going to affect me. Trust me. And it's going to affect you. If you just out there and you just going wild, because there's so many different things that we encounter a day, right? That we be mixing all types of sugars, all types of sweeteners, all types of dye, and that's when you drinking punch and Kool-Aid, and you may drink soda, and you may drink, all these different chemicals are actually like in your stomach exploding. I drink water. Of course, my favorite drink is ginger ale. And the reason why I like the ginger ale is because it's always going to settle my stomach if I'm having any issues. That's going to settle your stomach. But the main key is water for me, for real. Water for me. You know what I mean? Now, I do little tropical drinks now, non-alcoholic, right? All kinds of little smoothies. You know what I'm saying? These are things that I have changed to do. And I don't even want to call it a diet, because I ain't doing a diet. I'm just want to eat better. I just want to, feel better, and I am. And, I'm back working out, and every time, man, I get my groove going with that workout, something always come up that brings me that I need to hold up. I can't work out for a minute, because I just got back started, because I went off because of a shoulder injury that I had. Now I got it back, I get my groove back, and now I've been having some issues with my right side. I don't know if it's my hip, my leg, what it is, but I think it's a nerve. Go to the doctor, man. They told me, man, you can't be working out, you can't be doing all that. We're gonna give you some routines to do. I don't know what it is, man. But I'm gonna follow the rules. I'm gonna follow the rules. So if anybody, I got to step back. They talking about like 2 weeks, to let this injury that I'm going through maybe heal, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do that, but I'm going under the name T-Mo on the workout stuff. The workout. T-Mo, that's his name. T-Mo. When I'm in the gym, I'm T-Mo. When I'm on the show, I'm Tom Mo. That's right. All right, Mo, let's go, man. Let's run that clip, baby.
Fairfax County police are stepping up their patrols on the road where just days ago, recent Robinson High grad Rebecca Zarko was killed and 3 others were injured when their car was struck.
The deadly crash happened last week on Burke Center Parkway. Now, as Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey reports, police are still finding plenty of drivers out there speeding.
All this week, Fairfax County Police conducting what they call high visibility enforcement, targeting speeders on this road with a 40-mile-per-hour limit.
Hello, how you doing?
They had plenty of business, focused mostly on vehicles going 15 miles per hour over the limit. The police set up today less than a mile from the spot where a man driving a Cadillac crashed into the car full of teens pulling out onto Burke Center Parkway from a shopping center last Tuesday night. Recent Robinson High grad Rebecca Zarko was killed, her brother and 2 other passengers critically injured. But even with that tragedy just days before, not everyone was mindful of their speed here.
But yesterday, I stopped probably 5 or 6 drivers, all doing at least 15 over the speed limit. I actually had at one point a marked police cruiser with me, and I still was stepping out and stopping people for going 15 overs.
Police are still investigating witness reports that the driver who struck the teen was speeding just before the crash. Police and those who live in this area say driving behavior has gotten worse in recent years.
There's absolutely no question. My wife and I are sometimes afraid to go out. There is a lot of drag racing going on.
The father of one of the victims sent me a statement saying he thinks the only real solution would be a speed camera in the area where the crash occurred. But right now, speed cameras are only going to be used near school zones. The 3 teen boys who were injured still hospitalized. A new third fundraiser has been created on behalf of Liam Ellsworth by a close family friend who's known the rising Robinson High School junior since he was a baby.
We're just trying to support any way that we can. And help them out and let them know that we're here for him. He is still in intensive care. He is still fighting. And so, they all the prayers, all the healing vibes that we can send his way that he needs all of that right now.
There was a fatal accident up at the corner.
Meantime, police hoping their crackdown will make drivers reflect and take it slower. In Fairfax County, I'm Julie Carey, News 4.
The young woman who was killed in the crash was set to attend George Mason and study engineering this fall. A fund set up in her name has raised nearly $78,000. Her funeral service will be held Saturday.
Well, we're gonna send this one out to the young lady, man, that lost her life in this accident of the fault, not her own. I try to put things together because I just was saying to you guys that you got to know how to drive when you pulling out from a gas station or a shopping mall or something. And just look, I said that before we even seen it. And look at what we got. A whole situation with people that lost their lives, people injured by somebody negligent, and it was all about speeding. Yeah, I got on and said, man, him and his wife scared to come out, man. They be out here drag racing and everything. I'm trying to figure out, I know they got a place for that. They got a place where you can go and drive fast. But you don't want to go to the real race car track and get in the real race cars and go around a track where you won't hurt nobody. You won't even hurt yourself. If you hit one of the walls or something, you're going to be protected. But you'll get into a nice car and zoom all through traffic, zoom down the highways, because you testing your car speed. I don't know. I just don't know why we just think and I'm telling you, listen, I understand. I've done it. I remember my later years, man, when I was younger, man, and I used to get in my car, man, I used to peel out all the time. Get on the highway, I'm balling, I'm left lane, right lane, left lane. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I wasn't thinking about somebody else's safety because I felt like I'm the driver. I'm thinking about me. I ain't gonna kill myself. I know what I'm doing. So I'm hitting the road. I'm there. Bang, bang, bang. Thank God I never had an accident doing that. Thank God I never had an accident doing that. My oldest son used to drive fast in his car. He had a terrible accident one day. One night, man, we got a phone call. He had a terrible accident. He done flipped his car. And I already was telling him, man, you gotta stop driving like that, shorty. You gonna kill yourself or somebody. Then I got that call one night, man. He flipped his car. Thank God he was all right. Few bruises, but most important, what happened after that night, he started driving better. He gave up the speed thing, you know. He gave up that kind of driving. And he probably was intoxicated at the same time, right? This is what the teenagers do. This is what they do. Young adults, this is what they do. They drink and drive, you know, not thinking how important it is to get home. How important it is for somebody else to make it home. You know, y'all already know how I'm about that, man. So let's keep it moving, man. We almost out of here. What we got, Maul?
Now to the News 4 I-Team's continuing investigation into discrimination inside the Department of Veterans Affairs.
A new report out today shows that Black veterans had the lowest approval rating among all groups when it comes to disability claims.
Our investigative reporter Tracy Wilkins joins us now in the studio with how the agency is responding and what's being done to right the wrongs of the past. Tracy?
Well, Jim, the VA admits there have been racial disparities throughout history when it comes to benefits and says its top priority is to fix that. Now, a new 10-year study offers a glimpse of how big that gap has been.
The new study by the Government Accountability Office was mandated by Congress and looks at disability claims data by race and ethnicity over a 10-year span ending in fiscal year 2020, the most recent full year of data. The GAO found in that time frame, Black vets received the lowest approval rating with 61% overall. That compares to white vets with 75%. The report showed those differences were also prominent when broken down by sex, with Black men and Black women having a lower approval rating.
Thank God we finally have validation because this has been such a long-standing issue.
Barbara Ward is an Air Force veteran and worked as the director of the Center for Minority Veterans. She's seen studies before, but hopes this time there will be action.
There needs to be a plan. When you do an action plan, then it says, this is the mission, this is what we hope to accomplish, these are our objectives, these are our timelines, these are the people that are going to be held accountable. You have to have goals that are measurable.
Earlier this year, the News 4 I-Team, along with NBC News and other NBC stations around the country, told the stories of Black vets who fought for years for some of the same benefits given to their white counterparts with similar conditions. The GAO also focused on certain medical conditions, including hearing loss, which had the largest disparity between Black and white male veterans, and post-traumatic stress, which found a 13% difference. The study acknowledged steps taken by the VA to better track the issue, but said it also lacks a comprehensive plan for gathering race data or insight into the root cause of the disparities. That's something the VA's newly announced equity team hopes to address.
But the GA report is saying that it wants a plan and a timeline. Yeah. Are you able to promise them and Black vets that you'll have one?
We believe several of the steps we have begun to take are responsive to what the GAO is looking for. As I said a minute ago, we take it very seriously and support and concur with the recommendations that GAO has put on. As for timing, I want veterans to see and to understand and ultimately to feel and experience that we're approaching this with urgency.
I don't think the issue is about them being able to. I think the VA has always had the ability to rectify this issue. It's whether or not they are sincere in making the commitment to do it now.
The VA has 180 days to respond with steps they'll take to address the recommendations. Now in the report, the GAO also interviewed veteran service organizations about what might have contributed to the disparities. Answers included lack of awareness among some vets with getting help, filing claims, or missing or incomplete records, potential for bias, and the impact of military discharge status. We'll stay on top of this story to see what happens next. Back to you all.
We know you will. All right, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
The GAO report also pointed out that historically disadvantaged racial groups comprised almost 24% of U.S. vets back in 2017. Now, that number is expected to jump to almost 40% by 2045. If you missed any of the I-Team's reporting, American Vets Benefits, Race, and Inequality, visit NBC Washington and click on Investigation.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, veterans, man, you know, I don't know, you know, I know a lot of you guys got somebody that was in the service that's a veteran, you know, that served for our country and maybe older, maybe going through some things now because they done got older. But it's their the veteran job to, you know, assist these men and women after they done, you know, did their debt to society for fighting for our country, man. And it just sometimes seems like they doing a terrible job. Seems like you got to stay on them. You got to keep calling them. They put you on hold and you get disconnected. You got to start all over because you already know everything is animated. You can't even talk to nobody directly half of the time. Now, yes, you're willing to stay on the phone for an hour and 45 minutes, you know, to be able to talk to somebody about what's going on. But, you know, God, man, I'm telling you, man, I have been to the veteran hospitals. I got some stuff that I'm working on about the veteran situation that I may bring to the show, or I may just share it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, stuff like that. I may do it, you know, and, you know, because I am right now in the process of putting a story together about this veteran stuff, man, because I live with that every day with my family member, you know what I mean? And we try to make sure we take care of him and make sure they give him what he got. It's just all about helping people. And they supposed to help, and it just seems like they're doing a terrible job at times. Not all the time, sometimes they come through. It depends on who is the person, how much energy somebody putting into it, how, you know, how many times a person gonna call and talk to them, man. I'm telling you, man, it's serious. It's serious. There's so many people out here, man, that serve this country and not living to the aspect of what they promised before they went into, you know, the Navy, Air Force, whatever. All of it is the same. They're all fighting for a country that don't even give a goddamn. We know that. Okay, let's keep it 100. We know that. But anyway, it's time for me to get up out of here. Man, it's been a great show, man. A great Friday. Good weather out there, man. Let's be safe, man. We already seen some tragedies that already happened, man. Coming from people not driving and being responsible. Coming from people drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot. It's a lot to consume as a person. When you become an adult, man, and you start really getting into what life is, what, you know, why do I even have friends? For what? What's the purpose? You know, why do we got relatives? Why I gotta be his cousin? Why I gotta be her cousin? These some things you ask yourself. If you don't ask yourself these things, then you need to get yourself together, because you need to be asking yourself about the life that you're involved in and the life you live in. You want to know. It's the weekend. We're gonna shoot this thing on out there, man, with Vintage Band the show, man. I think it's I think they partying tomorrow somewhere. I think it's uptown, Kenilworth somewhere. with Vintage Band and Show, man. I'm gonna go help them out though. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7. Ooh, shake it. You. One more time. You. We gotta go. We gotta get up out of here. That's right. Vintage Band and Show. They're gonna be out here the weekend, man. They're gonna be playing somewhere. I don't know if it's Uptown or Kenilworth, one out of two, man. I think it's Sheridan Street this weekend, man. They have Sheridan Street, man. But wherever they at, man, I'm gonna be able to help them out, man. Yeah, my cousins, man. We're gonna do the motherfucker. Do the damn thing. Hey, like y'all already know, man. If ain't no one told you they love you today, we do. From this time to the next time. Hey, we out of here.